All right, welcome to the Explainer. In the next few minutes, we're going to build your essential SEO toolkit for 2025. And look, in this new age of AI-driven search, having the right tools isn't just a nice little advantage anymore. It's a requirement for survival. So let's dive right in. So let me just ask you this, straight up. Is your SEO strategy actually built for the AI revolution? Because let's be real, this isn't some far-off future we're talking about. It is happening right now, and it is fundamentally changing the rules of search. Now, before we even think about opening the toolbox, we have to understand the new landscape. The ground has literally shifted beneath our feet, and honestly, the old playbooks are pretty much obsolete. It's time to learn the new rules of the game. Okay, so you see these four forces? They're all connected. It all kicks off with AI and machine learning, which now pretty much run the search algorithms. This big shift forces us to create user-centric content that answers real questions, not just stuff keywords in. And to do that at any kind of scale, we have to rely on automation to handle the grunt work. And through it all, EEAT remains absolutely critical, because in a world flooded with AI, human credibility is the ultimate ranking factor. And for anyone who needs a quick refresher, EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. It's basically Google's framework for measuring how credible your content is. To put it simply, if your content doesn't scream these four qualities, you're already falling behind. All right, now that we've got the new rules down, it's time to build our first toolkit. We'll call it the AI Content Kit. These are the tools you need for creating and optimizing content that actually wins in 2025. Let's start with a couple of powerhouses. Think of Surfer as your personal AI editor. It's there to help you refine a single piece of content to absolute perfection, checking the structure, the keywords, all the on-page elements. Then you've got Letterdrop. Think of that more like your AI project manager, automating the whole workflow so you can pump out optimized content at scale. But what about making sure your content is deeply, truly relevant? That is where ClearScope comes in. Honestly, it's the secret weapon for making sure your content perfectly aligns with what users and search engines are looking for. It goes way beyond just surface-level keywords. So here's how you should think about this content kit strategically. You grab Surfer when you need to perfect an article you've already got. You use Letterdrop when you need to scale up your entire content pipeline. And you lean on ClearScope for everything to guarantee each piece is deeply relevant to your audience. You know, creating great content is only half the battle. You also have to know what your competitors are doing and how your own site is performing. And that's exactly where our second toolkit, the Strategic Intel Kit, comes into play. When it comes to competitor analysis, Ahrefs is just legendary. Think of it like this. It gives you X-ray vision into what everyone else in your space is doing, from their content strategy all the way down to their backlink profile. And this X-ray vision, it's your strategic advantage. With it, you can uncover exactly which content strategies are winning for your competitors, see who's linking to them, and maybe most importantly, you can find the gaps in their approach that you can exploit. Okay, now let's turn that intelligence inward. SEMrush is like your main performance dashboard, giving you that accurate rank tracking to see exactly where you stand. Meanwhile, SEOptimer is your mechanic. It gets under the hood and runs streamlined technical audits to make sure your site's foundation is rock solid. But what if you could manage all of this from one single platform? Well, that's the whole idea behind a tool like SEO Clarity. It's trying to be a unified command center, using AI to pull in analytics and give you proactive strategic suggestions. It really shows the trend toward consolidating all this intel in one place. So for our final kit, we're focusing on what is probably the most important piece of the whole puzzle, the audience. This toolkit is all about discovering what people are actually searching for, what questions they have, and what they truly want. These two tools let you tap directly into the public consciousness. You can use BuzzSumo to see what's already popular, the topics that are getting traction and going viral. Then, you can use Answer the Public to hear what people are whispering. You know, the raw, unfiltered questions they're typing into search right this second? And this creates a really simple, powerful workflow. You start with those raw user queries from Answer the Public to find a problem. Then you validate that topic's popularity with BuzzSumo. From there, you just brainstorm a unique angle and create content that directly solves that initial problem. Simple as that. Whew. Okay, we have looked at a lot of tools. But remember, the tools themselves are not the strategy. So let's pull back and look at the modern SEO playbook, how you can turn these powerful tools into a cohesive, winning strategy. I love this quote from the source material because it frames these tools just perfectly. They aren't just software, they are beacons of innovation that guide us. You see, they empower our strategy. They don't replace it. Let's just distill this all down into 4 key takeaways for 2025. First, think in kits. Group your tools by the job that needs to be done. Second, obsess over user intent. Third, integrate your SEO strategy with all your other marketing channels. And finally, embrace automation. Let the tools do the repetitive stuff so you can focus on what truly matters, strategy and creativity. And that brings us to the end. You've seen the new rules, and you've got the blueprints for 3 essential toolkits. So the only question left is the most exciting one. What will you build first?